What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So one question that I've had lately from a lot of people has been how to best detoxify their body from all the range of toxins and poisons that are out there in our environment today. And you know, we do what we can to avoid toxins, to avoid poisons. You avoid the GMO foods, eat organic as much as possible. You buy clean hygiene and cleaning products for around your home, but there's a whole host of toxins that we just can't avoid as well. I mean, you can't necessarily avoid the chemtrails going over your heads. You can't avoid being vaccinated as a child. We didn't have that choice. A lot of our parents didn't really know any better at the time. So just cleansing your body is great all around to avoid all kinds of diseases, to make your mental capacity work a lot better, to make you a lot more spiritually and physically sound. So I wanted to run you through a lot of techniques that I use myself and I often recommend to help you best cleanse your body from all of these toxins and poisons, specifically heavy metals, but whatever other residues or nanoparticles might be, you know, injected into us or sprayed over our heads. A lot of these things will help as well. So this is really, the techniques I'm going to offer you today are really for deep cellular cleansing. I'm going to offer you some general, just kind of overall healthy things that'll help with detoxification, but then I'll also include some foods and supplements that will really work at the cellular level. We're not really talking like, oh, a digestive cleanse or something to that effect. We're talking about getting heavy metals, PCBs, mycoplasmas potentially, a lot of other things that are deeply ingrained into us. I mean, the mercuries and aluminums that get into our nervous system, we're attacking that. So that's the point of this video per se. I want to make that clear. But first and foremost, water. Just simply water. Water is the easiest thing that you can do to really feel better, get more energy, detoxify. I mean, it's so easy, but it's so often overlooked. And purified obviously is going to be best. And I often get the question, you know, what's the best type of purification method? Well, my opinion is reverse osmosis. So you get reverse osmosis filtrated water to drink, and hopefully, you know, if you can afford it, you get filter systems for your home as well. You should get a filter system for your drinking water, but also don't forget your shower head, because that hot water is pouring onto your body, opening up your pores, and your skin will absorb anything that's in the water there as well. So get a shower filtration system. And then, I mean, if you can afford it, just get one for your whole freaking house. So reverse osmosis, purified water, and then the amount to consume for your body. This is something a lot of people often overlook as well, because there's a lot of bad info put out there by the health authorities. One of those facts is, you know, 8 cups a day. That's all you really hear. 8 cups a day. That's only 64 ounces. So that's not quite enough. I mean, that's really only beneficial. That's really only enough for a small adult. So the cardinal rule, take your body weight in pounds, divide that by 2, and that's how many average ounces you should be hitting a day. So for a 200-pound human, roughly 100 ounces. If it's hot out or you're exercising, maybe up that by 10 to 20 ounces. So, you know, I weigh about 170. I usually try to get between 90 and 100 ounces per day because I'm athletic and I sweat normally every day. So half your body weight in ounces, cardinal rule. And then you can also add things to your water. You can add electrolytes. There's different electrolyte tablets you can add to your water, electrolyte packs, things like that. If you are sweating quite a bit or in a very humid climate, minerals, you know, trace mineral drops you can add to your water. And I often add what's these dissolved oxygen drops. I often do, and I'll recommend, but I do these ones called cell food, and I add 1 drop per ounce of water, and I usually do 16 to 24 drops a day, so a cup or 2 of cell food a day along with all the other water I drink. But it just adds a bunch of won't get into the science behind it, but just extra oxygenation for your system. And we know oxygenation leads to more alkalinity. So more oxygenation, more hydration, more alkalinity for your body. So a bunch of things you can check out, and I'll add a link for that cell food stuff that I use down below. So there's some tips on water. And then we get into fasting. And with fasting, there's a lot of different methods you can use. Really the only ones I've ever done, you often hear what's called intermittent fasting, where you only eat for about half a day. And this is how I kind of normally live my life anyway. I don't eat for long durations during the day. In the morning, I actually don't usually eat till about 11 or 12. So for the morning, what I'm doing is normally drinking water, liquids and whatnot, but I don't eat solid food till about noonish, and then I'll stop eating around maybe 7 or 8. So intermittent fasting is partial day fasting in a way. So you can try that out. That's a way just to give your organs a break. Fasting is really good just to basically give your body a break, because we spend so much time and energy digesting food that when you're not as much energy or blood is going to your digestive organs, it can go to the rest of your body and give your immune system, time to rebuild, your nervous system time to rebuild. So fasting is good. Intermittent fasting I recommend. Full day fasting, I've done this before, but I'm so active that I don't normally like to do fasting for longer than an intermittent level. But full day fasting, I mean, you can drink like distilled water all day. That's a really good way to get a lot of inorganic hardened minerals out of your body and a lot of toxins. Is just do a day where get a gallon of distilled water and drink that all day, and don't try not to eat anything. So that's another thing you can do. And then there's juice cleansing. A lot of people get into juice cleansing, but I don't really like to do that personally, because again, I'm so active. I don't like to go more than a couple days without eating copious amounts of food. But you can look into juice cleansing as well. I suggest maybe 1 to 3 days of that. Some people do more. You could check more into their theories and whatnot as well. So there's some stuff on fasting. And then sweating. Got to sweat every day, sweat out toxins. Sweating, so you can do exercise or even saunas, things like that, infrared saunas. And then rebounding. Rebounding is also a great way to detoxify your body, because you're able to move lymph fluid and a lot of bad fluid throughout your body and out. So rebounding and sweating, just a couple little things to keep in mind if you're trying to detoxify. And then there's a lot of foods and supplements out there as well. So one food I try to get in quite a bit is cilantro. I like to juice a lot of cilantro or just chop it up, throw it on my salads. But cilantro is very helpful at cleansing heavy metals like mercury and aluminum out of your body. So get that into your salads and into your body a lot more. Chlorella is a really good supplement to look into. Chlorella you can buy in tablets or you can buy in powdered form. I'll put a link below of the chlorella that I like to use. But I just use a powder, and I throw a powder in water. It tastes kind of so if you can stomach it, do it in water, but you can also do it in smoothies, anything like that. Just get it into your body. But chlorella is an algae that's very high in protein, very high in chlorophyll. It's very dark green, so it's very oxygenating. But the specific cells of chlorella are very good. They have a very fibrous cell wall, and they're very good at attaching onto heavy metals and things like that. So chlorella is very effective at detoxifying the mercuries, leads, aluminums out of your body. And then zeolites. Zeolites are another supplement you can buy in a pill or a powder form. But these ones, it's not necessarily a food. So chlorella I like because chlorella is technically a food. It's very cleansing, but there's also proteins and good fats and whatnot in there. Lots of vitamin C and antioxidants in chlorella. Zeolite itself is not technically a food. It's just a cleansing supplement. So what zeolites are is a form of organic matter that often grows around, or it's not grown, it's essentially made. It's made around springs. And a zeolite is a type of humic acid that is in a cage-like structure. And when you ingest it, it's very safe. It won't harm you. And the way it detoxifies you is by getting attaching, cage-like structure attaches onto the poisons. And then there's probiotics as well. Probiotics to really help cleanse that digestive tract. So a bunch of things you guys can look into. And I'll link all of these down below as potential things that you could look into doing for detoxifying yourself. So take care, guys.